We will be starting soon. Welcome. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. We are starting or soon. Get this out to people, you guys. We got a lot of college football to talk about, you guys. We started earlier. I did say some people I know. I did tell them 8. My bad. We got a lot of college football. You guys, this is gonna be our new thing that we do every maybe Wednesday, maybe Tuesday. Who really knows right now? We're figuring that stuff out. But for right now, hope you guys are ready for this recap show. Something new that we're doing. Something very new. And I hope you guys enjoy. This is gonna be fun. Let me go like this. Just sending out, you guys. My bad. I apologize. Just getting this out, you guys. I apologize for the wait. Just sending this to people. Yeah. What up, Brody? This is our new one. This is our new show that we'll be doing about college football here and there. Like every week we'll have a recap. This is week 1 recap and week 0/week 1 recap. And you guys, I know y'all are gonna love this. We talk about a lot of games. Let's see what your guys' opinion is. If you got any questions, just tell me. I can answer them. It's gonna be fun. Just sending this to people. Okay. I think I got that to a good amount. Yeah, I got that to a good amount of people. So that's we got 3 people watching. That's what I'm talking about. So we got a lot of games that happen. We really do. They're gonna be. I'm gonna go with the. You guys have the option. You guys tell me. So I want to see what you guys would like to do. Do you guys like to do the top 25 first, or go with the games that I think we should talk about first? Up to you guys. Top 25 games, all of them go in order of how they are on ESPN, or I'll go with what I was thinking. Tell me in the chat. I just want to see what you guys would like to see. Need to go back to week 1. As you guys, it's going to be a very, 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 very fun stream. Make sure to send this out to people. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, you guys. Join the KBM Sports Talk family. We're on the road to 75 subscribers. We're literally 9 subscribers away, and we have a lot of videos coming your way the next couple of days. We got a lot of videos. We got a lot of videos coming your way, though, you guys. We got a lot of football videos. So I hope you guys are excited for that. And we're about to get started we're going to wait 1 more minute. And then we're going to get started. And the first game we'll be talking about is the Citadel going up against number 22, Coastal Carolina. We'll get into that game and talk about that game in about 45 seconds. Just getting everything pulled up. And let me go up. Go to team stats. So, 30 seconds. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, you guys. We will be getting started literally in 15 seconds. We will get this going. We're going to go with the first game we're going to talk about is the Citadel going up against number 22, Coastal Carolina. And dang, you guys, we're already up to 5 likes on this. Let's go. Keep hitting that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed yet, because we're on the road to 75 subscribers. But let's get into it. Let's get into the live. Let's get into the show. I'm going to make myself small. Go up there. Smaller, because more than likely I got to see if it's a good size. Let me see real quick, because I'm looking at my phone, so that's how I see the chat. Okay. I think I could move over here. Hold up. Let me move myself over here. And I'll make myself just a tiny bit bigger, so you guys can see me better. Let me see if I got that right. Positioning, is it on point? Yes, it is. Okay. So as you guys can tell, this is a blowout, which was expected, you guys. Coastal Carolina coming off of a Cinderella run last year. They were predicted last year to finish last in their division, and they went on to play in the Myrtle Beach Bowl against Liberty. They were ranked in the top 10 at the end of the season, when they were ranked in the hundreds in the beginning of the season. Then they went up to the top 10, so they made a big jump. And this year they already have started back up on that amazing run they were on. They're keeping up with that. Especially, you guys, that offense was on high. It was on gear 6. I don't know how gears work. Bad reference, my bad. But they 614 yards, you guys, total. That's a lot. And they only held Citadel to 14 passing yards, you guys. Yes, they only attempted 6 passes, but still. Wow. 14 yards out of those 6 passes. That's impressive. So I think you guys can tell, though, that the Citadel is a rushing team. But sad thing is, though, as a rushing team, you still got outrushed. Coastal Carolina dominated this game like they should have. As if they didn't dominate this game, there would have been a problem. And this was one of those very, very clean games, you guys. Only 7 penalties total. And there was no turnovers from either side. Wow. Coastal Carolina goes 1-0 on the season. And more than likely, they moved up the rankings. The rankings did come out because we are a little bit late on this. So we'll look at the rankings after this. Now let's go back to the games, the top 25 games, and let's see what else we have. Oh yeah, and let's get into some player stats real quick. We have Grayson McCall, sophomore quarterback, 16 for 19, 262 yards, 1 TD. Pretty good game for him. And replacing CJ how do you say his name? Marble. Replacing him is Shamari Jones. Had a dominant game. And Reese White Both had 2 touchdowns and combined for 162 yards. They both dominated. I mean, it's crazy. Isaiah Likely, he is from Massachusetts, you guys. Had 5 receptions, 64 yards, tight end. Then you had Javion Hiley, 6 receptions, 133 yards, and 1 TD. Wow. What a performance from Coastal Carolina. They dominate 52-14. Now, let's get into one of our top 5 teams, which is Ohio State. Number 4 in the country, Ohio State, you guys. What the heck is this? I did not mean to click that. Number 4 in the state, Number 4 in the country, you guys. Ohio State went up against the Golden Gophers in Minneapolis, in Minnesota, you guys. They said it was going to be a very good game, and honestly, it lived up to the hype the first half. Went into halftime, the Golden Gophers were beating the number 4 team in the country 14-10. But an injury to their Minnesota's playmaker, Mohamed Ibrahim, ended their game. And honestly, it ended the Gophers' season. Because Mohamed Ibrahim, which is this person right here, it ended it. And you can see what he was doing with just what he did in that one game. 30 attempts, 163 yards, and 2 TDs. I mean, what else do I have to tell you guys? That he dominated, but he got injured, you guys. And why I want this video paused? He dominated, but he lower leg injury, you guys. He tore his Achilles. You can see. I'm not gonna show you the video because you can see the muscle go. It's bad. Do you guys think that? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Minnesota can bounce back or find something else without Ibrahim? My bad. Do you think that could go? Nick? No. Nick? Then you got CJ Stroud coming in after one of the best Ohio State quarterbacks ever to come and play. Dominated, but he didn't really dominate. CJ Stroud really didn't dominate, you guys. I don't really see the hype. Yes, he had 4 TDs, but he didn't produce like I thought he would. He seemed like he struggled. But the players around him, you got Master T, you got Myron Williams, that performed amazingly, honestly. But you need your quarterback to perform. And Minnesota is a good team, but they ain't a great team. In Ohio State, you need to make sure that quarterback is okay. Yes, 4 TDs, I know. But when you have the best receivers in the country, you're going to do that. So that's why I say, you guys, that he has Garrett Wilson. He has Chris Olave. He has the best receivers in college football, in my opinion. And so if he doesn't perform and have at least 2 to 3 touchdowns a game, then there's a problem, you guys. There is a big problem. Because CJ Stroud, you have the best receivers. So that means you should be 200 yards a game easily. And then you also have a great transfer running back, Myron Williams, that came in 9 carries, 125 yards, 1 TD, you guys, and 1 touchdown. He went off. I feel like everyone in this whole Ohio State offense went off. And I'm going to say this too, you guys. Minnesota held their own until their star player went down. They held their own. They were leading Ohio State, the number 4 team in the country, going into halftime. They led them. So, Minnesota can handle it, but without their star player now, with Mohamed Ibrahim out, I don't see them going farther.
That was a big, big loss to them, and that hurt. So I think that they're not going to have the best rest of the year, honestly. Ohio State, they have a lot to improve on. Hope they can, but we'll have to see. Now let's go into our next game, you guys. Let's see what the next game is. Also, do you think Ohio State performed well in that, or do you think Ohio State performed really well in that game, or do you think it was more of Mohamed Ibrahim getting injured? What do you guys think? Do you think that Minnesota could pull that upset off, or do you think that it may have just been a slight luck of the draw with him going down? What do you guys think? I think that it was a mixture of both. I think Ohio State, they are a great team. Just might have some questions around C.J. Stroud. It's my only thing. They have a great team, but I do think that injury with Ibrahim did affect their Minnesota mentally. Honestly. So, seems like you guys agree. So, now you guys, we're going to get into Utah, number 24 in the country, Utah, going up against Weber State, or Weber State. People say it's same thing. Well, yeah, I don't think these next two games are really worth looking at the stats, because these two games, they're blowouts. Pac-12 got two big wins right here. Not really big because they were against teams that were in Southern Utah. Not the greatest team. But Weber State always has a great team in the FCS. So it was a pretty big win for Utah, especially what they did. 40-17, you guys. That is a big victory for them. Charlie Brewer for Utah. 233 yards, you guys. And 2 TDs. I mean, it seems like all the top performers for Utah had 2 TDs. I know that Charlie Brewer threw the TDs to Dalton Kincaid, my bad. I know he threw them to him, but still, that's impressive. 2 TDs, congrats. Then you got Tavion Thomas, 107 yards and 2 TDs. Great performance from Utah. Their passing game and their running game was on point. So that is something, if you are a Utah fan, to be happy for, to look forward to be looking forward to, because yes, I know people can be like, oh, well, it's against Weber State. Weber State is no slump. They always have a really good team. So that is something to look for. Now, we got Arizona State going up against Southern Utah. Arizona State, Herm Edwards, you guys, at quarterback or at head coach, going to be a great year for them. You got players for Arizona State that are expected to perform this year, and Arizona State in general is expected to perform. They're ranked 25 going into the first week. They are going to be moved up, definitely, just like Utah, especially with the others, these big upsets that did happen that we will get into. Literally the next game after this, we will get into it. And 41-14, a great performance. And if you look at it, they really didn't have a lot of yards. There was everybody on the team. That defense stood out. I think Arizona State is a team to look for in the Pac-12. Now we go to our first upset of the year, which was number 10, North Carolina, going to Virginia Tech. And wow, what a performance from Virginia Tech in their own home stadium. What a performance. They shut down a Heisman hopeful Sam Howell, you guys, who had 208 yards and 3 interceptions in one CD. You guys, last year he had, I believe it was 5 interceptions altogether, 8 interceptions altogether. And now he had 3 in one game. That is unheard of for Sam Howell, you guys. This is an impressive thing if you are a college football fan. You're really impressed by Virginia Tech. That defense was awesome. Look at what this defense did to one of the best scoring teams in the nation. They held them to 354 yards. one of the best quarterbacks in college football, arguably the best quarterback. They held him to only 208 yards, and they intercepted him 3 times, you guys. Wow, that is impressive. But also, North Carolina, yes, there was only 5 penalties for North Carolina, but North Carolina had a lot of stupid penalties. A lot of penalties that weren't smart, that they shouldn't have had, but they did. They were stupid mistakes that they need to fix if they want to beat a Clemson. And if they want to beat a Virginia Tech, they got to do it. Because Virginia Tech just proves something that they may be a big sleeper team in the ACC because of what they did. That was a great performance all around. They capitalized on North Carolina's mistakes, and they balled out, honestly. On to the next game. Unless you guys got any questions, you guys want to talk about anything about the North Carolina game, you guys tell me. Don't be afraid to type in the chat. Talk to me. I want to see what you guys are feeling. I will even go back 2 games. Tell me if you guys want me to go back to a game, talk about it, or if you guys want a game to talk about, type in the chat. I would love to see what you guys are thinking. I want to see you guys' opinion. This is not just for you to get information, but it's for you to ask questions too. That's what this channel is like. This channel is made to help people learn sports that want to love sports or get to know a little bit. I always want to help, and too, it's a family. So families help each other out. So if you got any questions, tell me. Ask me. So, we will go to our next game, which was, who was our next game? Ooh, we got number 1 in the nation, Alabama, going up against number 14 in the country, the Miami Hurricanes. And wow, everyone was worried about Bryce Young. What was Bryce Young going to do? Freshman quarterback coming in, first time ever playing or starting. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? Well, you guys, he went out there and balled out. He is one of my impact players of the week. Bryce Young is one of my impact players of the week. I will have 5 impact players of the week, and Bryce Young is one of them. He is one of my impact players of the week because of that performance. Because, you guys, what he did with... You guys, he just dominated. 344 yards, you guys, as a freshman. Yes, I know he has great receivers. Yes, I know he has a great team. But it's Alabama. But to do that in your first ever start, 344 yards, 4 TDs, you guys, that's just unheard of. This kid is the real deal. And people will be like, oh, well, Miami's this. No, Miami's actually a really good team this year. They have a good offense. They have a high explosive offense. I think Bama is that good this year that I don't see. Yes, every team is beatable, but I just don't see anybody beating them. I know that every team is beatable. I do know that, but their performance and their offense looks really good. So I don't really think that they have what it takes to, or have other teams around them have what it takes to beat them. Because yes, I mean, it can try to shut down the passing game, but I don't know, you guys. That's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard. You got, for the Miami, you got De'Aaron King coming off of that ACL injury last year. He had 178 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions, you guys. He really just didn't look like himself because of how crazy that Alabama defense is, you guys. That defense was on him 24/7. They did not let him rest. And honestly, if you look at the stats for Alabama, Jameson Williams balled out. John Mechie III balled out. Cameron Latu, he balled out too. Those 3, remember you guys, they had Jalen Waddle, who's playing for the Miami Dolphins now. Alabama's receiving core was Jalen Waddle, who's playing for the Miami Dolphins now. Jerry Jeudy, who's playing for the Denver Broncos now. And you had Devontae Smith, who's playing for the Eagles, who's actually a Heisman winner. this team lost a lot of people. They lost Mac Jones, who's at the Patriots, who's the next Tom Brady, they say, in Foxborough, which is the Patriots. And then they also lost another Heisman hopeful, which was Najee Harris, who's with the Steelers, you guys. And then they lost Leatherwood. They lost, what's that other kid's name? He was an offensive lineman, and he hurt his leg, and he couldn't play in the playoffs. Guy's name was an offensive lineman. But he's gone too. They lost a lot of people, you guys. A lot of players left Alabama. And you guys, they came out there and look at what they did against the number 14 ranked team in the country. You're not just ranked number 14 in the country just for nothing. No, they're ranked number 14 in the country because they have a good offense. But that defense in that offense for Alabama just overwhelmed them. And Alabama really impressed me, you guys. Do you guys think Bryce Young is the real deal? Alabama quarterback right here. Freshman. Or sophomore, I believe now. Sophomore. You think he's the real deal? No, it's been one game. I do know that. But what do you guys think? I think it was a great performance. And next game, they do have Mercer. You guys know I love my Mercer because I've made a lot of friends there over my YouTube career. And I'm hoping Mercer can at least stay close. Stay close. That's it. I don't know. I'm hoping. But it's gonna be a very, very interesting thing. What do you guys think? Do you think Bryce Young is the real deal? Where the heck is my Twitter? Also, you guys, I just dropped a poll on my Twitter for that question because we gotta get that going, like the Twitter going here and there, because it'd be cool to get that in the live. I'm sorry if I look at my phone. Remember, it's a one-person show, in a way, but that's why I want you guys to talk in the chat. But I guess I don't know. I think he is, but he has. I need to see like 2 more games from him, and then I think I can tell you guys. But that was Alabama going up against number 14 Miami Hurricanes. Now let's go see another game. Let's go see what else happened in other games. What games we got now? We got Oklahoma. This game we do got to talk about. Yes, Oklahoma did pull this win off, but you guys, Oklahoma had a big weakness. They had a lot of weaknesses shown. As you can tell by the play-by-play, or the quarters, Oklahoma was dominating Tulane. Came out in that second quarter and put up 23 points on Tulane. Then Tulane chipped back slowly the third and the fourth quarter. So the second half, they chipped back. They got it within, and not Chris Pratt, he's not Star-Lord. We have Michael Pratt, quarterback for Tulane, last play, or not last, technically the last play for Tulane. They come back and they go, they're driving the field, then they get a penalty. They get 14 or 13 yards. He gets 11 yards, or 12 yards, and he doesn't make the first down. Game's over. Oklahoma gets the ball. I give Tulane so much credit, you guys. Tulane went out there and they played their hearts out, especially after what happened with this game. This game, Tulane is in Louisiana, you guys. And Tulane and Louisiana got hit by Hurricane Ida. So Tulane wasn't going to be able to play their game there. They're not even going to play their game week 2 there in Louisiana. So a lot of heavy hearts for Tulane fans. So they had to get moved to Oklahoma. moved to Norman, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's home field. And Tulane balled out. They came out and they proved a point, and I think that they exposed the Heisman hopeful, they say, Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler did not impress me at all. He didn't. Yes, 304 yards, 1 TD, and 2 interceptions. That's terrible. 2 interceptions if you're the Heisman hopeful, and you almost let a team come back. You only don't even get a touchdown in the second half. You get a field goal in the second half. You do not, no, that is not good. I need to see better performance from you. Yes, you have 300 yards. What do you do? I need to see 2 interceptions. I need to see those 2 interceptions go down to 0. Michael Pratt from Tulane, 296, 3 touchdowns. What a performance. And he had, look at the rushing. 34 yards, 1 TD. Yes, Spencer Rattler had 8 carries, 7 yards, and he had 1 touchdown. So, he evened out 2 and 2. Michael Pratt had 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. I mean, that's not even good. Spencer Rattler, I need to see more from you. If you are the Heisman hopeful that everybody says, I need to see a better performance from you. And you should be blowing out a team like Tulane by 20, by 30. You need to blow out a team like Tulane. Because Alabama, imagine what Alabama would do to them. Alabama going up against Tulane, that wouldn't be fair. We saw what they did to the number 14 team in the country. Oklahoma, I need to see better performances from you. Especially Spencer Rattler. If you are the Heisman hopeful that everyone says, I need to see that. Next game, who do you guys got next game? Who does Oklahoma have next game? Let's see. You guys got West Carolina. Who the hell is that? If y'all don't blow that team out by 30, there's a problem. They don't blow this team out by 30, then Oklahoma fans, you got to be scared, because that's not good. Western Carolina, you guys. Western Carolina. But let's see what other stats there is. We had Marvin Mims. Didn't even have a touchdown, you guys. I mean, we love Marvin Mims, but no touchdown? That's surprising. Spencer Rattler, your best wide receiver. You don't even give him a touchdown? Oh, my bad. You threw 2 interceptions. Oopsie. But we got great performances from Tulane, you guys. I mean, really, great performances all around. This was a great performance from a lot of players, except for Spencer Rattler. Sorry. It's not a good performance at all to me. Yes, 304 yards. That's a good amount of yardage, but for Heisman hopeful, he didn't look good. So, that is Oklahoma. You guys got anything for Oklahoma? Do you guys got anything else? I didn't mean to click on that. You guys got anything for them? You guys want to tell me in the chat? You guys still think, do you think Bryce Young, you guys, has come up into the Heisman talk now? Or has become the favorite? If you guys are wondering what the Heisman is, it is the award that is awarded to the best player in college football, offense or defense, either or. Only one defensive player has ever won it. It's like the MVP award, basically, but much higher. If you win that, you are, it's awesome. It helps your school. It's a lot. So, if you guys are wondering about what the Heisman is, that is what the Heisman is. But I think Bryce Hall has become the favorite for that. Because Sam Howell and Spencer Rattler are the 2 favorites going in. They both struggled. So I think Bryce Young may have slipped up there. And now we go to our biggest matchup. Screw it. Let's go. Our biggest matchup of the weekend, you guys. Not ranking-wise. Not the best game. The best ranking. We have number 5 Georgia Bulldogs going up against number 3 Clemson Tigers in the Duke's Mayo Classic. And what a low-scoring game we have here, you guys. Are you guys ready? Let's see the team stats before we go into the player stats. Let's see. We had first downs. Georgia beat them in first downs. I mean, total yardage, you guys. Hey, you guys, let's just take a minute right now. Clemson, the juggernaut of the ACC, the team that it dominates, that we all know. 180 yards. Georgia's defense, you guys, held Clemson Tigers. Clemson, yes, I said Clemson. To 2 rushing yards. 2. And they held them under 200 yards. You guys, Georgia's defense is very good. Georgia's defense is what's going to scare Alabama. I cannot wait to see Georgia versus Alabama. That is going to be an amazing thing to see. Georgia's defense is scary. I can't wait to see Georgia, because if they can do that against Clemson's offense, which is one of the best in the country, and DJ, you, not going to attempt your name, quarterback for Clemson, did not look good. 19 for 37, 170 yards and 1 interception. That's not good. He's another Heisman hopeful. These Heisman hopefuls did not ball out. Same with JT Daniels. Yes, his team got the win, but they didn't look very impressive. Georgia's defense did. Their offense was 50-50, up and down. 256 yards total, 135 passing, and 121 rushing yards. 2 turnovers, and it was a fumble and interception, and then Clemson only had 1 turnover, which was an interception, you guys. And you guys, the crazy thing is right here, Georgia had 10 penalties for 94 yards. Their discipline was crap. So that is something that Georgia really needs to buckle down on, is get that fixed. So they don't, teams are gonna capitalize on that, and they really do gotta score more. I know that this is a great football game, but that is something that I want to see more. I need more scoring out of both of those teams. And Clemson, they have a lot of questions to fill. Clemson should not even be in the top 10 no more after this game, but they are. We'll get into that later. They shouldn't be, because they looked like trash. They literally looked like crap. Not impressive, not at all. And Georgia's defense was awesome. As you guys see, they didn't even carry the look at that, you guys. They only had their running backs, which is Lindsey Dixon, Will Shipley, Kobe Pace, had 9 rushes in total. We don't count DJ because he's a quarterback. But their running backs only had 9 attempts. That's not Clemson. Clemson is a team that will pound the ball no matter what. Yes, I know Georgia's defense is probably the best in the country. If we're gonna Georgia's defense is one of the best in the country. Not good for that. I just am surprised on how dominant their defense was. Zamir White for Georgia, 13 carries, 74 yards. I mean, wow. Only 1 player was over 100 yards for receiving on both squads. Joseph Ngata. 6 receptions, 110 yards. Wow. What a performance from their defense. Well, at least James, for Clemson, their defense, you can say James Skalski, 14 tackles, 8 solo. Then you just look at this defense for Georgia. Let's see how many sacks. They had 7 sacks, you guys. 7. Right here. 7 sacks. You guys understand that is crazy? 7. Wait, Clemson has, they say, a great offensive line. 7 sacks. That is worrying. Then they had a 74-yard pick 6 from Christopher Smith. What a game for Georgia. A lot of storylines coming out here. Is Clemson has a crap schedule the rest of the way. Does Clemson deserve to be considered in the college football playoff? As of right now, no, they don't, because of that performance right alone. It was a crap performance. It was bad, and they don't have another team that's gonna perform like this. Say they go into playoffs, they gotta play a Ohio State, a Alabama, a Georgia again. They're gonna get their butts kicked because this is what they did against another team. Yes, it's week 1. Oh, whoop-de-doo. But Clemson doesn't have a challenge the rest of the year. Yes, they have Boston College. That's not a Georgia. That's not a Florida. That's not a Notre Dame. Yes, people say Notre Dame, this and that. Notre Dame always will give a decent game. They are a challenging. They have great players. Clemson doesn't have a team they play that's going to be like that. So, that's the big thing right there. Georgia, congratulations, Georgia. Your defense is a scary thing. Georgia, that's scary. Now let's get into the next game we got. Go back one more. If you guys got anything to say about the Georgia-Clemson game, tell me in the chat. Would love to see you guys' opinion. How long have we been going, you guys? Only 34 minutes? Bad. Oh, 41 minutes. Okay. Let's see what we got. We have Kent State going up against Texas A&M, number 6 in the country, going up against Kent State. The Aggies start off slow, really slow. At halftime, it was 10-3. We had to get used to Texas A&M's new quarterback, Haynes King, who did struggle, but he came back out and he had a great game. 292 yards, 2 TDs, and I believe he did have 2 interceptions, you guys. So that is the only thing. But hey, replacing Kellen Mond, it's a hard thing, especially because he was a really good quarterback. I think he proved himself. Haynes King really proved himself this game. So it's a great thing for him. Then we have Then we do have Devon Anchene with 12 carries, 124 yards, and 2 TDs, you guys. This Texas A&M came out that second half, you guys, and dominated. 17 points in the third, 14 points in the fourth, 31 points going out of the half, or in the second half, excuse me. That's something that's amazing. I think that is a great performance from Texas A&M in that second half, and it's something to look forward to, and it's something to think about in the future because that's awesome. Now we go to our next game. We almost had an upset, you guys. We had Northern Iowa going up against number 7 Iowa State, you guys. Number 7 in the country. Going up against a FCS school. Yes, FCS, I told you guys, I love my FCS schools. They can ball out. But number 7 in the country? I have a lot of questions for that. What is going on with the Cyclones? Brock Purdy, 21 for 26 passing, 199 yards, 0 TDs, 0 anything. That's rare. Then you got Will for the Northern Iowa. Will McEvian. What a performance. What a performance from him. 230, 1 TD. Yes, he had 2 interceptions. But he kept this team in there. Yes, that second interception cost them the game because it was the interception that ended the game. But you guys, what a performance from Northern Iowa. Look at these stats. These guys balled out. I give them a lot of credit. These guys went out there and they played their asses off. You got, let's see the team stats. 275 yards total for Northern Iowa. 335 yards total for Iowa State. Only 45 rushing yards from Northern Iowa. And you guys, Breece Hall only had 69 yards, you guys. Breece Hall, yes. Breece the Beast Hall only had 69 yards. But he had a touchdown. You guys, last year he was averaging 100 yards a game. He only had 69. Another question, you guys. Was Breece Hall just a one-year wonder? No, he wasn't. Honestly, you guys, he wasn't. And if you think he was, then there's a problem because he had a bad game. I think Iowa State really did have a bad game. Iowa State's I hope they did because I like the story. I like Iowa State's story. I really do hope it was just a bad game. It seemed like they didn't have no turnovers. They just didn't perform well. They just didn't go down the field. Maybe, who really knows? I just think that they got a lot to improve on. I think they know that because I remember hearing. So, a lot of questions, a lot of head scratching going on for Iowa State fans. But you guys got the win. Improved to 1-0. So that is a positive right there. Now you guys go up against your bitter in-state rivals, Iowa Hawkeyes, this upcoming week. Cannot wait for that, you guys. Do you guys think Iowa State, it was just a bad game? Or do you think that maybe this is their team this year? Maybe they are going to struggle like they did. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Tell me in the chat. What do you guys think? Do you think that it was just a struggle bus for Iowa State, or do you think that was actually Iowa State? Or do you think that, like, when I say struggle bus, do you think it was just a bad game? Or do you think that there should be more concerns? What do you guys think? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat. Do you think Iowa State, love to hear your guys' opinions. Like, Iowa State, I think personally it was just a bad game because Iowa State, they have Brock Purdy. Yeah, I agree. I hope it was because Breece Hall, he's the best running back, in my opinion, returning. And in college football, I think Breece Hall is the best running back. Only have 69 yards. I feel like the players this year, that week one, that people said were going to be this, and this, had off games. Sam Howell, 3 interceptions. Spencer Rattler, 2 interceptions. We had Breece Hall, 69 yards. We had JT Daniels, didn't even get over 150 for yards. DJ, cannot say his last name, for Clemson, had, was it 1 interception? Yeah, 1 interception, you guys. It performed terrible. I think that just the whole Heisman hopefuls, you guys, was performed terribly. I think that is something to look, except for Bryce Young. Bryce Young is the only one that performed great. And it was the easiest team, it was the hardest team if you go by numbers. It was the hardest team out of all these teams played. Was Miami, Florida, and that's who Bryce Young played. Which is very surprising. So now let's see what our next game is, you guys. Dun, 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 dun. This thing is taking very slow. Do 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 that day. Dun do do da dee. Da do do da da. Bum 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 bum. That's week 2. Oh dang. 1 minute. We are having a struggle. Why does this bring me to week 1 or week 2? I want week 1. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Now we got number 8 Cincinnati going up against Miami, Ohio. Number 8 Cincinnati went out there and they balled out. 4 TDs for Desmond Ridder. 20 for 25 on passing, you guys. He balled out with the 49-14 victory. Cincinnati goes to 1-0 in the year. What a dominant performance. Big win. Jerome Ford for Cincinnati, running back, 12 carries, 121 yards, and 1 TD, you guys. They balled out. Great game altogether, you guys, for Cincinnati. That's about it that we got to say about Cincinnati. That's about it, you guys. We got Oregon going up against, or Fresno State going up against Oregon. You guys, Fresno State gave Oregon a challenge. Yes, I know that Kavion. I can't say his last name. We got injured for defense. The number 1 pick in the draft, they're predicting. But still, you guys, it's kind of was a very iffy game for me. I feel like Fresno State held their own. Held their own against Oregon. But couldn't fully hold on. But it was a great game for Fresno State. Yes, they lost, but they have a lot to go off of because of what they did. The number 11 team in the country is Oregon. And they put up 24 against them and only lost by a touchdown. That's very impressive, you guys. Something to look for. Look at if you're a Fresno State fan. You guys just came in within a touchdown of the number 11 ranked team in the nation. So that's very impressive. I hate ESPN so much. We got another big game, or like one of our other big games. I think like in our top 3 games, this was another big game. We had the number 19th ranked team in the nation, Penn State Nittany Lions, going up against number 12 ranked team nationally, the Wisconsin Badgers. And you guys, what a performance from Penn State. And honestly, you guys, it was a very boring match. It was very boring. But Penn State comes off of one of the most terrible seasons they had in their program history with a win against the number 12 and the favorite to win that side, or win one of the sides of the Big Ten. Pull out that victory. 16-10 victory against Wisconsin. Sean Clifford, yes, he's still there. 1 TD, 247 yards. Didn't do great for his completion rate, 18 for 33. But hey, got the victory. That's all you can ask for. And you guys, honestly, Graham Mertz did not perform well. 2 interceptions, 185 yards with 18.5 QBR. What the heck? Graham Mertz, step your game up. Come on. Then you got, for rushing, that's what helped Wisconsin. If they didn't have their rushing, you didn't have Chez Malusi, then they would have been in trouble. They would have been a big trouble. So, great game for the Nittany Lions. Jahan Dotson, 5 receptions, 102 yards, 1 TD, balled out. Danny Davis, the third for Wisconsin, did ball out too, 8 receptions, 99 yards. He balled out, and also Jay Ferguson for Wisconsin balled out, 9 receptions. Elias Brooks for Penn State is what was the biggest difference maker on defense for both teams, honestly. 11 tackles, 8 solo, 1 sack. He got in that backfield a lot. Elias Brooks, great game. So, Penn State goes 1-0, and they give Wisconsin the first loss of the year. But it was the first game, so it's going to be either one's going to get the first loss. But, what a game for Penn State. A very boring game, but great win for Penn State. A statement win, matter of fact. Florida Atlantic loses to number 13, Florida, 35-14. Perry for Florida Atlantic had a great game, 261 yards, 1 TD, pretty good game. Anthony Richardson for Florida is what gave Florida the victory. He had a great game, 160 yards, 7 carries, and 1 TD. Great game for Richardson. Florida performed really well. I'm very impressed by them. Now, let's see what happened with the number 15 team in the country, USC, going up against San Jose State. San Jose State is no slump. They are not a slump to go look at, be like, oh, whatever. No, what a game for USC. They went out there and they proved themselves with a 30-7 victory. That's a statement victory for USC. That it really is because of how good San Jose State was last year. That is a big statement win for USC, and I love to see it. But I don't like to see it because I love San Jose State. They are one of the new teams I have fallen in love with to follow. But hey, good for USC. And honestly, this is going to be a fun battle to watch in LA. USC going up against UCLA, that's going to be an awesome battle this whole year. If UCLA and USC can both continue what they're doing. I cannot wait. Now we go to another big upset. We had UCLA, the Sissy Blues, you would like to call them, going up against the number 16 ranked team, LSU. Who you got? Well, if you got UCLA, you were right. I called UCLA being a sleeper team this year. They looked like they had their pieces in order. And you guys, they start off 2-0 with a dominant performance, honestly, and a great grind out victory against LSU. Dorian Thompson Robinson, 260 yards, 3 TDs, and 1 interception. Great game. Max Johnson for LSU had a really good game too, you guys. He's getting overshadowed by UCLA, how good UCLA did. UCLA had a good game, but Max Johnson had a really great game. 330 yards, 3 TDs, and 1 interception, you guys. That's nothing to look past. Yes, he was 26 for 46 for passing, but you guys, that's a great game. You had Zach Carbonate. I can't say his name. I remember how to say his name. I forgot how to say it. Dang it, I apologize. Who balled out with Britton Brown. Zach had 11 carries, you guys, 117 yards, and 1 TD. He transferred over. I forgot where he's from. If you guys know where he transferred from, Zach, I can't say his last name. If you guys know where he transferred from, tell me, please, because I forgot. But you guys, he had a great game. 117 yards is nothing to, like, that is impressive. And then you have Britton Brown with 96 yards and another touchdown. I mean, UCLA fans, I would be excited. And you guys, we cannot go without talking about this. My bad. It was gone. But LSU wide receiver Kayshawn Butte, you guys, is another impact play. Is one of the second impact players, because 9 receptions, 148 yards, 3 TDs. Oh man, I had to write this down, so I forgot to write his name. You guys, what a performance. 3 touchdowns? What a game for you. Greg Dulcich, 3 receptions, 117 yards, and 1 TD for UCLA. 14 tackles for Damone Clark from LSU. LSU had a good game, honestly, but UCLA outplayed them. UCLA did dominate them here. Like, they had these moments where they dominated. 470 yards on total for UCLA, 379 for LSU. They put up 200 yards in rushing and passing against LSU. That's awesome. Great right there. And they held LSU to 49 yards. That's it for rushing. And they had 8 penalties. Gotta fix that hardcore. And the time of possession was so even. 29-58 for LSU and 30-6 for UCLA. UCLA is legit. You guys, do you think UCLA will keep this up? I think if UCLA keeps their effort and their happiness and all what they got going right there, they will continue this amazing run. Who did they play next? Let's see who UCLA will be playing next. UCLA will be playing next Fresno State. And then they go at Stanford. It's going to be amazing things to see. Can't wait to see what they do against Fresno State, you guys. It's going to be very interesting because Fresno State is no slump as they proved against Oregon. So I can't wait to see that game. I think UCLA should dominate them. Of what we've seen the last 2 weeks out of UCLA, UCLA should dominate them. Now we have another big game supposedly, but you guys, it was just pure domination from Iowa. Number 17 Indiana going up against number 18 Iowa. Well, you guys, I thought this would have been a great game. I thought Indiana was going to pull off the victory. Well, you guys, I was very, very wrong. Indiana did not pull off the victory. They got their butts kicked pretty badly. 34-6. They didn't even get a touchdown, Indiana. Michael Penix Jr. was terrible. 3 interceptions, 156 yards, -7 yards for rushing. A terrible game for Indiana in general, you guys. Terrible. You have Iowa, Spencer Petras, 145 yards. Good game right there. He had 1 rushing TD. Tyler Goodson, we know Iowa is a team that's going to pound the ball down your throat by rushing. And they did. Tyler Goodson, 19 carries, 99 yards, 1 TD. Pounding the ball down your throat, and they did that. They did what everyone knew what they were going to do, and Indiana could not stop it. They let Goodson go all over him. Sam Laporta, 5 receptions, 83 yards. Ty Freifogel, 84 yards, 5 receptions for Indiana. I mean, hey, good game. But Seth Benson for Iowa, 10 tackles, 6 solos. Great game. And then also, you cannot, Ryder Anderson for Indiana, balled out. 7 tackles, 5 solo, 1 sack, and 2 tackles for a loss. Great game for him. Then you had to go with Riley Moss, you guys. He never had multiple interceptions in a season. You guys, he had 2 interceptions, and there are 2 pick sixes, you guys, in the same game. That is awesome. He's my 3rd impact player. I gotta put him. What a game for Riley Moss. 2 touchdowns right there. 14 points for that kid. What a performance. Damn. Okay, let's see now. We've been live for a good hour now, you guys. Woo-hoo. We have one of the biggest upsets of the season, you guys, already. Yes, bigger than UCLA being LSU. We have an FCS team that was favored to lose by more than 20. Beat Washington. Washington they outplayed Montana, you guys. They outplayed them. Number 20 Washington outplayed Montana, but their quarterback sold. Dylan Morris sold. He had 3 interceptions. He had 226 yards, but he had 3 interceptions. Those 3 interceptions cost them that game. Cost Washington the game. They were driving too at the end of the game. They were driving. They were at midfield with like 50 seconds to 30 seconds left, I think it was. Got which one. They're driving. He throws an interception. Ends the game, seals the game. I mean, Washington, I knew that their offense was going to struggle. I knew that they had bad offense. Like, they had a decent offense, not the best, but their defense is what matters. But, you guys, it was a terrible game for Washington from a mental standpoint. Mentally, that had to kill Washington because they had the game. They just couldn't seal. They couldn't regroup. And Dylan Morris sold. Negative 24 yards rushing. I mean, that's just... And 3 interceptions. Bro, step it up. Like, step it up. You got Montana. Their defense went crazy. Marcus Wena, 12 tackles, 6 solo, 1 sack, and 1 tackle for a loss, and then one pass deflection. Great. Then you got Patrick O'Connell, 10 tackles, 8 solo, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss. I mean, Montana, they played. They came to play. With Washington showing up or not, Montana came to play. Yes, they didn't have their best game. Washington didn't have their best game. But Montana wanted it more. Montana wanted that win more than I would say Washington did. And that's sad because Washington, you're number 20 in the country. You should want that win much more than FCS. But then FCS, Montana, they deserve that win. They grinded that win out. Congrats to Montana. Great victory. Now let's see. We got our Raging Cajuns, number 23, Louisiana, going up against number 21, Texas Longhorns. You guys, Texas proved the point with new head coach Sarkisian. They went and proved the point with new quarterback Hudson Card replacing Sam Ehlinger, who left. What a game for Hudson Card. 14 for 21, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown to make it 3 touchdowns. Great game for him. Bijan Robinson for Texas also balled out. 20 carries, 103 yards, 1 TD, and he had 4 receptions, 73 yards, and 1 TD. So he had 2 TDs in total, and he had 206 yards total, you guys. What a game for Bijan Robinson from Texas, running back. What a game. I mean, you cannot count that Raging Cajuns did not have a decent game. Levi Lewis had a pretty good game. 282 yards, 1 TD. Not the best for TDs, but hey, he went out there and he tried his ass off. Texas, though, their defense just pounded. They just killed them. Look at that. Look at the solo tackles. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see a guy with a lot of solo tackles. He had 13 total tackles over Sean. And Brockmeyer, 10 tackles. And they both had... Look at that. Look at this stat line. Oh, crap. Look at that. That's just scary. That's a great stat line right there for if you are a fan of Texas. Texas, they proved the point. That defense is stellar. That offense looks like it's firing on all cylinders with Hudson Card and Bijan Robinson. Back with those two together, look like they're going to be a great tandem. And I cannot wait to see more of Texas. Now, you guys, we go to our final game. This next week, we won't just do the top 25. Today, we're just doing the top 25. It's our first time, so we're just seeing what it's like. We'll get it better. You guys know. We'll be easier. But we got Notre Dame, number 9, Notre Dame, going up against Florida State. What a game. Arguably, this could be a thing for the bet. This could be a game for the best game of the year already. It's only week 1. This was the best game of the week by far. Trust me, it was, you guys. Best game this year was Notre Dame versus Florida State so far. Hopefully, maybe we can see something beat it. But Notre Dame right now was the best game Notre Dame versus Florida State was the best game that I've seen so far this year. And you guys, I am a Notre Dame fan, so do not come at me. There may be a little bit of bias, but not really. I try to stay as unbiased as I can. What a game we had. Here and there, Jack Cohn, Notre Dame quarterback who transferred from Wisconsin. I don't know. People are telling me that he did great. I don't. He missed there's some passes I saw that he missed that I was like, how did you miss? His stats tell me different. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 366 yards. But for me, it just didn't. I just felt like for some reason, something tell me I need more. I need to see something else. I need to see some of those passes that he missed. He needs to make them. But I have to tell you guys right now, that we had a great story happen. Mackenzie Milton. He transferred from UCF. He had over 1,000 days ago, I believe it was now. He had probably one of the most gruesome knee or leg injuries ever. His leg was shattered, like in pieces, and they told him they said that they may have to amputate his leg and this and that. And you guys, he didn't get that amputated. He didn't let that stop him. He fought back. He got back the injury, and he returned for Florida State. And you guys, he made a big difference for Florida State. He made a huge difference for Florida State when he came in that game. They took Jordan Travis out because his helmet came off and this and that. And then Mackenzie Milton came in and he delivered a great pass. And that's where everyone noticed that the tide turned and Florida State's coming. They're going to try to win. But Notre Dame shut them down. But I got to tell you guys, Florida State's defense, you guys, is really, really good. I would say that was the best defense I saw this week, or this weekend, but Georgia's got that because of what they did. Florida State's right below them, in my opinion. Florida State held probably one of the best two running back duos in college football, Tyrion Williams and Chris Tyree, to literally 73 yards, you guys, in one touchdown. Wow. They held them to 73 yards. That is impressive, more impressive than most people will say. Florida State is very underrated, and I think that Notre Dame is underrated because Notre Dame, in the hard moments, they executed. But now let's see what we got for Florida State rushing. We had Joshua Corbin, 15 carries, 144 yards, and 89-yard run. You guys, it was an amazing run. Great game for Florida State. Great game for Notre Dame though. I'll now see what the receiving core looks like and who is going to be Cohen's favorite. And with that, we have baby Gronk, Michael Mayer, 9 receptions, 120 yards, 1 TD. He had two drops that he's got to fix those. He's really got to fix those. He cannot be dropping the ball like he did a couple times. There was 2 passes that I remember that were right to him, literally let him hit the ground. He just dropped them. You got to make those catches, Michael. Yes, 120 yards, great game. But you got to make those, baby Gronk. But that, you can tell the passing offense goes through Michael Mayer, which is an amazing thing, a tight end. Love to see that. You don't get to see a lot of tight end love now it's starting to come back up. It's like George Kittle, Travis Kelce. You get to see that, but great for tight ends in college football world. We have Kevin Austin Jr., a great story. Last year he got taken off the team because of his grades, I believe, or he had an injury last year. I remember it was either a sophomore year or a freshman. I forgot, but something like that. So it was his first ever start. 4 receptions, 91 yards, 1 TD. He went out there and played his heart out. Tyrion Williams, though, yes, he did not perform with running, but he performed with receiving. 6 receptions, 83 yards, and 1 TD. He balled out, you guys. For both running, he didn't really ball out, but for receiving, he went out there and played, you guys. Great for him. Love to see it. Then we also have to talk about Kyle Hamilton, you guys. Kyle Hamilton, ball hawk safety, 2 interceptions. Did he have a pick 6? Did he have a pick 6? No. He only had 2. He had 2 interceptions, you guys. Great interception. One of them literally came from the other side of the field and intercepted that. A great game for Kyle Hamilton, you guys. Love to see that for them. Then we had Jonathan Dorr with the game-winning field goal. Notre Dame beats Florida State. Well, you guys, that is today's stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Next, we will be doing another one of these. We have to, maybe Friday, we may be doing one. We may do one tomorrow afternoon. It's a 50-50. Don't think we will, because we do got to finish our bracket. Not saying tomorrow night because the Cowboys are on. We ain't missing that. but we do got to finish our Thursday. It's going to be a fun week. We got videos coming your way. A lot of videos coming your way. Cannot wait to see. Cannot wait. Hope you guys are prepared for that. Make sure to hit that like button, you guys. Please make sure to hit that. Hit the subscribe button. Join the Caveman Sports Talk family. Roll to 75 subscribers. We're at 66. We need 9 more. Make sure to tell your brother, your sister, your friend, your best friend, your mother, your father, I'm going to say your daughter, to subscribe. And until next time, see ya.